to raise the concerns and issues of the continent. Despite the creeping unilateralism and the current challenges that exist in the international order, South Africa remains committed to a rules-based multilateralism system, as we believe it remains the best way to address the numerous global challenges facing our shared planet, and be it environmental, economic, or security. In line with this, one of the major tenets of our foreign policy is that disputes can and must be resolved by peaceful means. As such, we availed ourselves to serve as a third term as an elected non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council for 2019-2020. We'll use our tenure to promote the maintenance of international peace and security through advocating for the peaceful settlement of disputes and inclusive dialogue. We'll also build on the work we did in our first 2 terms of fostering cooperation between the Security Council and the regional and sub-regional organizations, including with the African Union Security Council. During our tenure, we'll also seek to ensure that the work of the United Nations Security Council mainstream a gender perspective, including in its resolutions. Peace cannot be achieved without the participation of women peace negotiations, peacekeeping operations, past conflicts, and peace building and governance. As South Africa, we are leading by example on matters of women empowerment and gender equality. As we speak, even in our parliament, the number of men versus the number of women, it's just equal. Even in the list of political parties, though the current organization that is leading government is the one that pioneered that 50-50 equality in parliament and at all levels. Though we're still struggling on the business, but we're making sure that women are supported, that they become on par with men. That's why even in BRICS, we included a working group of women that aims at empowering women to participate actively like men on matters of BRICS and other multilateral sectors. So even now, as we've started with our elections, lists are generated. I was from a list committee of my party when I left for India on Saturday. We were prioritizing that it's a man and a woman, men, women. If women are more, we clap hands and we don't change that. But if men are more, we pull other men out and put women to equalize the list. So that's how things are done in South Africa, because we cannot claim to know how if you're not being given the space to do it. If as a woman you are given a space and a platform to operate, you will operate exactly the same way as a man. But if they just lock you in a classroom and teach you how to do it without giving it to you, you are not going to do it, because it's just a group of words. Ladies and gentlemen, since South Africa shared its status as a pariah state and assumed its place in the community of states as a democratic nation, we have made many progressive contributions to the global community. As we look back on these achievements in the short history of our nation, we are fully cognizant that the challenges that face our continent and indeed the whole world call on all of us to double our efforts to ensure that ours is become a just and equitable world. We believe in India, we have a committed partner in achieving these goals. And want to thank India and the Prime Minister for inviting our President as a chief guest on the Republic Day on the 26th. And we also appreciate that our president will also be coming for his state visit. And we believe that all the agreements, all the MOUs that were signed, that meeting will take the process forward and will even initiate other avenues on areas of cooperation. And we are doing well by having this meeting, so that we must find a way of pulling all the resolutions that we are going to achieve in these meetings that are taking place now to the highest level meetings of the two heads of government and head of state, that these matters must be taken forward. And we are looking forward also for the think tanks to arrange their conference wherein they sit with the think tanks in South Africa to come up with better ways of taking our countries forward. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Excellency. Thanks so much. Congratulations. Thank you, Madam. Thanks, Madam Minister, for exhaustive and very insightful discussion with us. Your address was extremely rich and has covered a huge spectrum. I'm so glad that you referred to IPSA, Madam Minister, and I'm so thankful to you for bringing out this idea of Trinity's contribution in global governance for transparent and democratic world order. I think IPSA has a great role to play, Madam Minister. I must also mention to you that RIS has been designated by Ministry of External Affairs to conduct what India has established as IPSA Fellowship Program. And Madam Minister, in the first week of February, RIS would host the second set of scholars. The first set have finished and a volume is coming out from their work, and the second fellowship program would begin in the first week of February. So I'm so glad that you mentioned. You also enumerated President Ramaphosa's huge leadership on industrialization and prosperous Africa that you mentioned. I would now request my chairman to share our token of appreciation. As in Nepal they call the token of love. So we have some flowers and we have gift for you, Madam Minister. Thanks. Now, I have great pleasure in inviting from South African High Commission, Mr. Jobert Ben. Oh, very good. It's a mutual gain. Thank you, Madam Minister. So now, my great friend Ben, you have the floor.
Yes. It's a very dangerous job, the one of vote of thanks. You know, you might leave out somebody. So let me start off by saying thank you to everybody in this room for attending this event. On a very serious note, my High Commissioner, Dr. Manzini, would agree that the RIS is our home. It's one place in Delhi where we always feel welcome and where we always feel like part of the family. So, Dr. Sachin, Professor Sachin Chaturvedi and your team, thank you very much for helping us with this event. I want to thank our Deputy Minister, our Honorable Deputy Minister, for coming to Delhi and helping us to fly the flag. With your team, we are very glad that you came here. We are very thankful that you came because in that visit, you help us also to lift the profile of our mission. So being good diplomats, we need to say we are very thankful for this visit and for agreeing to this session here in Delhi. And also in Mumbai. You know, in Mumbai, we also had engagements, and we are really thankful for the spirit and the energy she brings to this meeting. I think when it comes to the RIS, you mentioned the fellowships, and last year we had a colleague here, we had a South African coming to this. So the RIS is also one of those institutions that assist us in developing our own skills base at home. It helps us really to deliver to our constituency that important element of skills transfers. So thank you very much for that participation. Thank you for that contribution you make to the work we do here. I think I want to thank all the panel members here, and really what a pleasant surprise to see our own people here on the dais today. Professor Dr. Mthembu, thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you to all the panel members. They are part of this family. We are always enlightened by the way they express, so eloquently express, their views and share their knowledge. We are thankful for that. I think I want to conclude by just reiterating what we always say and what Dr. Mthembu today also said. The think tanks need to work together. We need to see more cooperation, collaboration between Indian and South African think tanks. I think that's our track 1.5. You know, South Africa is in the UN Security Council 19 and 20, and India will be there 2021. So our minister and our president have expressed their interest in two very important issues. The one is peace, especially peace on the African continent and the silencing of the guns. And that is why our president hosted the Mandela Peace Summit so successfully in New York in September last year. And secondly, the issue of gender mainstreaming. And in gender mainstreaming, we have elements and we have tools to work with. We can work with the Security Council Resolution 1325, 1325, whatever, which speaks already to AU and UN gender mainstreaming across those architectures of those two institutions. So we need to ask our think tanks to help us develop this policy, help us develop themes that can speak to these issues that our minister and our president and today our deputy minister again confirmed. Help us to take that forward. You know, South Africa will leave and India will come in. So there will be momentum if our think tanks work together and contribute to a legacy for our countries. I think that's the least we can do as children of Madiba and of Gandhiji. I would like to conclude on that. Thank you very much, Professor.
Friends, we close here. Tea is already laid out. Join us for the high tea. Thank you and good evening.